Just
Once you have admitted that you don't know the law, then why should I go on hearing you?
law on what point, my lord?
I don't know, sir. I'm not your teacher.
My lord.
You are a lawyer. You should have come with preparation. You can't.
I can never, my
Raise an
lord.
objection. I will impose a heavy fine on you.
No, my lord.
How can you raise an objection if you are not satisfied? File a WA. You have a remedy.
My lord.
आप लोग कैसे बिना पढ़े आते हो यार? With so much of overconfidence that whatever the judge is saying, he doesn't know anything. हम जब आपकी उम्र के थे ना सर, पूरा पढ़ने के बाद भी घबराते रहते थे कुछ छूट ना गया हो और वहीं पे ना फंस जाएं। और आप लोग बिना पढ़े आ रहे हो।
My lord, this is a fresh petition in which an IA has been filed. Because due to typographical mistake, the name of respondent number 1, 2 and 3 have been indicated as district Sagar instead of district Nursing.
वो तो ठीक है सर. Who has dispossessed you?
My lord, I shall start with my arguments.
Now, who has dispossessed you?
My lord, he is one Krishna Kumar.
Now, whether he is a government official or a private person.
No, my lord. He is not a government official.
How a writ petition against the action of a private person?
If my lords can be kind enough to just bear with me for a few minutes, I will just briefly state the facts of the case.
आप तो सीधा maintainability पे बताइए sir. I am not supposed to go through each and every word.
My lords,
How a writ petition against a private person is maintainable? Sir, please tell me.
my lords, before coming to the question of maintainability, just
Forget about that. I am not supposed to hear a case which is otherwise not maintainable.
yes, my lords.
Please don't argue as per your convenience. First of all, satisfy me whether a writ petition against a private person is maintainable. In case if you insist that I should hear you first,
Yes.
and ultimately if I come to a conclusion that it is not maintainable, then I can impose a penalty for wasting the court's period time.
My lords. My lords.
First of all, yes, what do you want? First of all, do you want to answer my query or you want to go ahead with your arguments?
Well, first I'll answer my lord's query.
Yes, please.
My lords, the respondent has illegally demolished our residential accommodation and we had made representations before the public authorities. Firstly, we went to the local police for lodging an FIR, but under the political and financial influence of the respondent, my lords, just a second. Under the political and financial influence of the respondent, no FIR was registered, aggrieved by which we made a representation before Collector Nursing Board. No actions were taken, my lords. Aggrieved by which we made a representation twice before SP Nursing Board, dated 14th of
For
March.
what purposes?
For taking action for lodging FIR against the respondent for illegally demolishing our residential accommodation without any.
Under which provision of law it would be an offence?
My lords, to my very limited knowledge, according to me, by illegally demolishing our residential accommodation where we had been residing for past 30 years,
Hardly
the
matter.
respondent has committed an offence under section 436 of IPC, wherein committing mischief by illegally causing destruction of any property is punished with imprisonment for life and is a session tribal cases, so it's a high degree of cognizable offence.
So if you think that they should have registered the FIR,
My lords,
please file a complaint.
my lords, we have made representations.
Please file a complaint before the concerning magistrate.
So my lords, may kindly give a direction that until the complaint is decided, my lords, kindly.
Yes, you will not be allowed to re-enter on your land. यही डायरेक्शन दे सकता हूँ, क्या दे सकता हूँ? आपको दोबारा पोजेशन तो नहीं दिला सकता.
My lords, we are in.
वहां जाने से रोक सकता हूँ, रोक देता हूँ.
My lords, we are in possession of the property.
Once your house has already been demolished, then.
I'll explain the position, my lords. My lords,
Sir,
after the.
Sir, please,
my lords.
if you want that an FIR should be registered against the respondent number 4, file a complaint.
I'll tell the present situation.
If you want that the possession should be restored back, file a civil suit.
My lords, they should have filed the civil suit because my lords under section.
9162 sorry sir.
My lords.
9162/2024. This petition under Article 226 of Constitution of India has been filed seeking the following relief.
My lords,
Hard on IA number 4950/2024 and application.
my lords, may kindly give a direction that until the complaint has been filed, she shall not be illegally dispossessed. She is in possession of the property. What has happened, my lord? After the demolition of her residential accommodation, they have made a kind of tent in the same premises and are somehow residing there.
Yes. कला भारती एडवर्टाइजिंग वाले केस में सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने क्या कहा है?
My lords, I won't.
यही तो प्रॉब्लम है.
My lords.
जब आपको एक बार सुन के मना कर दिया जाता है तो यू थिंक दैट यू हैव अ वेरी गुड आर्ग्यूमेंट. What the Supreme Court has held that if the High Court is not entertaining the writ petition, then no interim order should be passed. Are you aware of this judgment?
No, my lords.
That is the difficulty. And before making an argument, you don't make out and you never search for the judgments whether your argument is correct or not.
My lords.
यही पे तो प्रॉब्लम है कि आप लोग जो मन में सोचते हो वही कानून होता है आपके हिसाब से.
My lords.
जो किताबों में है, जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट कहती है वो तो कोई कानून नहीं है, जो हाई कोर्ट कहती है वो कोई कानून नहीं है.
My lords.
जस्टिफाई सर 2010 का लाइए, दीजिएगा इनको कला भारतीय एडवर्टाइजिंग का. That is the difficulty with you. You don't know even the basic law, and unnecessarily you are hammering upon a submission which has already been rejected by this court.
My lords.
I have already rejected your contention. If you want a protection of your possession in a civil suit, file an application under 39(1) and 2 and seek a temporary injunction.
My lords, so humble.
Whether civil court is not a court.
My lords, but
Whether a decree passed by the civil court is subordinate to the order passed by this court under Article 226. Whether they are not at par with each other.
my lords, just one summation I have.
Yes, sir. I am dictating the order.
Just
Once you have admitted that you don't know the law, then why should I go on hearing you?
law on what point, my lords?
I don't know, sir. I am not your teacher.
My lords.
You are a lawyer. You should have come with preparation.
My lords.
You have not read Kala Bharati. Have you read Sakri Vasu?
No, my lords.
Have you read Alik Padamsi?
I have not gone through the Supreme Court.
That is the difficulty. You have not gone through even a single judgment of Supreme Court.
My lords.
And according to you, whatever you are submitting, that is law. And what the Supreme Court is saying, it is irrelevant for you.
My lords.
And then you are not allowing me to pass an order which, according to me, will be in the light of the judgment passed by the Supreme Court.
My lords, in no way or form I can restrict my lords.
And then have a patience. This petition under Article 226 of Constitution. Heard on IA number 4950/2024 and an application for amendment in the cost title. It is submitted by counsel for petitioner that in the cost title, in place by mistake, Collector Sagar, Superintendent of Police Sagar, and State of MP through Commissioner Sagar have been implemented, whereas the correct district is Narsinghpur. Accordingly, the application is allowed. इसको amendment कर दीजिएगा. The amendment was carried out by the counsel for the petitioner in the court. अब दे दो ना यार, फाइल अपने पास क्यों रखे हो? In the with the permission of this court, the amendment was carried out in the court itself. This petition under Article 226 of Constitution of India has been filed seeking the. आप कर दीजिए सर उसको. क्या प्रॉब्लम क्या है उसको? पेन चाहिए तो हमसे ले लीजिए. Has been filed seeking the following relief. It is submitted by counsel for petitioner that petitioner has been illegally dispossessed by the respondent number 4, and therefore the petitioner has made multiple complaints to the authorities for taking criminal action against him, but on account of political influence of the respondent number 4, no action has been taken. It is further submitted that the petition that after the demolition of the house of the petitioner, the land is still in possession of the petitioner, and therefore this court may protect the possession of the petitioner. Heard the learned counsel for the petitioner. So far as the registration of offense, registration of FIR is concerned, the Supreme Court in the case of Alakpadamsi has held as under, in the case of Divine Retreat, in the case of Sakri Vasu, in the case of Yashwant Jade has held as under. हर एक के paragraphs quote कर दीजिएगा. A division bench of this court in the case of Shweta Bhadoria has held as under. Thus it is clear that a petitioner is of the view that the act of the respondent number 4 in dispossessing her is an illegal activity, and if the police is not registering an FIR against him, then she has an efficacious remedy of approaching the criminal court under section 200 of CRPC. Accordingly, the prayer for a direction to the petition to the respondents number 1 to 3 for registration of offence or for action against the respondent number 4 on criminal side is hereby rejected with the force and liberty. It is submitted by counsel for petitioner that since the petitioner is in possession of the land in dispute, therefore her possession may be protected. If if this relief is accepted, then the contention, if the contention of the petitioner is considered, then it is clear that the petitioner is seeking protection against the respondent number 4. It is well established principle of law that a writ petition under Article 226 of Constitution of India against a private person is not maintainable. So the petition is dismissed. आप लोग कैसे बिना पढ़े आते हो यार? With so much of overconfidence that whatever the judge is saying, he doesn't know anything.
My lords, in no way of harm, I can never think that, my lords.
Forget about that. हम जब आपकी उम्र के थे ना सर, पूरा पढ़ने के बाद भी घबराते रहते थे कुछ छूट ना गया हो और वहीं पे ना फंस जाएं, और आप लोग बिना पढ़े आ रहे हो और फिर कहते हो कि we can't even think of challenging you. अरे once you have not read anything,
my lords, not.
Did you ever put a question on Google कि whether a writ petition for registration of FIR is maintainable? WhatsApp तो खेल लेते हो यार.
My lords.
इसको WhatsApp बना के Google पे खेलो ना, तो आपका कुछ ज्ञान बढ़ेगा.
My lords.
Anyhow. और अगर आप कुछ मेहनत करते,
My lords.
आपको कुछ मिल जाता है.
My lords, so I have one.
नहीं सर, sorry.
No, I have no objection towards the order of my lords.
अरे you can't.
I can never, my
Raise an objection.
I
will impose a heavy fine on you.
No, my lords.
How can you raise an objection if you are not satisfied? File a WA. You have a remedy.
My lords.
क्या मजाक करते हो यार?
My lords.